America has been overthrown. Repeat, America has been overthrown. Communist occupation. Repeat, heavy communist occupation. Location 15 degrees, 24:15 north, 30 degrees east, 103. Repeat, 15 degrees, 24:15 north, 30 degrees east, 10-3. We're surrounded. We're surrounded. All comms are unsecure. Repeat, all comms are unsecure. The media has been taken over. Repeat, emergency. Mayday. Mayday. All media has been taken over. Request information. Repeat, request information. Find Covert Radio. Repeat, Charlie, Oscar, Victor, Echo, Romeo, Tango. Repeat, Covert Radio. Mayday. Mayday. Mayday.
How you guys doing? This is Covert Radio. And this is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. And I want you to get ready, Christian. Get ready. You know, you don't even really have to be a Christian to understand what's happened and when it happened and how long it's been happening for. But I stand firm in my belief that this war is thousands of years old. It's been a constant battle. And, you know, at this point, we're dealing with demons, principalities. You know, we're dealing with many different things that are being conjured and used, and especially astrology. And, you know, this is nothing I'm getting into in this video, but I want you to wake up. And, you know, I wish that I didn't respect people's opinions so much. Well, let me change that. I respect their ability to speak freely. And I know a lot of other people don't. And I know that, you know, I think I get so many emails because people are afraid that I'm going to censor them. And I don't. The only people that I've ever really deleted or comments are people that I know, are trolling, or it's just so, it's just so far-fetched and just evil. I don't know. I don't allow that stuff. I don't allow people to use Covert Radio as a toilet because, you know, I'm so, open with my comment section. There are no restrictions. There are no blacked out words, blacklist of words or anything like that. There's nothing like that. So I assure you, you don't have to email me. You know, I appreciate it and I read them, but let the folks enjoy your perspective of how evil I am. Let them decide. Let them decide, Christian. You know, and I wish you could see me throwing up quotations, because one or two things has happened. And this has happened to me time and time again. Kiki Green can verify this. And there's actually several core Covert Radio audience members that can verify. When I talk about certain things, I don't know what happens. I don't know where they come from. And I don't know how they know to come here. But they come. And they just start. But this time, I've gotten an insane amount of emails. And I know the psychology behind it. I know that this is total immersions, total saturation of the narrative, of their narrative. And this is probably a way that, because they've tried it. They've come publicly. They've said things in my comment section. You know, these are videos you guys will never see. I mean, I will upload them on covertradio.com one day when I get time to finish it. Jesus, I have so much work to do, man. Speaking of, I want to give a shout out to all the Patreons. I don't know if there's an issue with Patreon or whatever, but I've noticed a couple people recently in the last, say, week. Well, one was today, but then there was like one about a week or two ago that was like they join and then they get canceled. And I don't know why this is happening. So it's not me. I'm just saying, if you think I'm canceling, I don't have that ability or whatever. But, well, I mean, I can, but I don't. So, yeah, if there's an issue like that, you got to take that up with Patreon. I have no idea. I just get the notifications that like so-and-so joined and then like almost immediately so-and-so canceled or was canceled or whatever. I don't know how that works. I don't know. But a shout out to the Patreons. And, you know, if you want to become a patron and support this type of media, because eventually the goal really always was to move to Covert Radio, because I can't be honest here. I cannot be honest on YouTube. I can't. And listen, I'm trying to get you guys over to Rumble, and I'm telling you something, more than likely, the very next video I do is probably going to be a Rumble exclusive, because I'm going to show you things that a lot of people don't get to see because they don't know. They don't know the other side of the story. Because again, how much the tribe owns, how much influence the tribe has. I'm talking about the controllers. This is the same thing I've talked about for the last almost, 8 years now, 7 years? Tons of videos you'll never see. And like I said, they've been removed. They've been deleted. I've lost this channel twice. It's like, and once I get on this topic, I've been trained. There's certain things you don't talk about on YouTube, and this is one of them. So I'm not going to talk about what I really need to talk about in this video. This is more specifically to kind of, show you whoever this group of people is that come after me every time I go down this road. You think you're not inundating my mind. You cannot. All I'm saying is it doesn't work on me. It does not. You're not going to cause me to second guess my knowledge. That's never going to happen. Until you give me irrefutable proof of every word I say, you're not going to be able to. And I know what you're doing. This is another form of rhetoric. This is a psychological war at this point. And and I wish I would read the emails to you guys. I won't do that because, again, I need you to know that there are shrouds of privacy for Covert Radio. One of them is email. I will never disclose my emails. I will never do that unless there is a situation where it is, okay, Covert Radio, could you please make this public? Because I already assume the utmost privacy when you take the time to email me. Okay. So, and that goes for anybody listening to my voice. If you want to keep things private between you and I don't care who you are. Tommy has emailed me. Listen, there's several people you'd be blown away that has emailed me. I will never disclose that. And I don't disclose. I've been offered NDAs, cease and desist. Like, there's so many things I get an email, and I respect the privacy. I'm old school. You know what I mean? I'm old school. This is for the Christians. This is for the idiots who are, or at least calling themselves Christians, but you are blindly supporting a terror state, a godless terror state, who own, listen, see, this is where I got to watch. Okay. All I want to tell you is one thing. This is going to be as quick as possible. Okay. I want to show you something Christian. I want you to wake up, Christian. Okay. Their saturation rhetoric does not allow for logic or truth. It is only geared towards an emotional reaction. That's this video, and that's going to be the big video next that's probably not going to be on YouTube, because that's how sensitive the information is that I want to give you. I want you to understand what this is. They are the synagogue of Satan. I want you to wake up. They hate you, Christian. You're an animal to them, Christian. And I will have this conversation with anyone. And I just want to go over some media. That's all I want to do in this video. This is a media-heavy show. So this is about the time you want to start looking at your screen right here. One of the emails I got, and this isn't the first time, but this is the first time I'm really addressing it. Covert Radio, how dare you? How dare you talk about Pastor Hagee is a great man? How dare you? And then there's a story. If it wasn't for Pastor Hagee, I would have never known the Lord. I would have never come to the Lord. Really? Through that charlatan, fat-ass fraud? Are you serious? Okay. Do you know how many churches and pastors have been bought and paid for by Israel? Do you have any clue? Do you have any idea how many churches are bought and paid for in America by the tribe? Fat Boy is one of them. And I just want to show you a little clip here, okay? Again, this is media heavy. We're going to go ahead and get into some media. This is Fat Boy Hagee right here.
I'm delighted to present my latest book, In Defense of Israel. This book will expose the sins of the fathers and the vicious abuse of the Jewish people. In Defense of Israel will shake Christian theology. It scripturally proves that the Jewish people as a whole did not reject Jesus as Messiah. It will also prove that Jesus did not come to earth to be the Messiah. It will prove that there was a...
So right there, he's telling you, Jesus is not the Messiah. Do you understand that? This is a Christian pastor, a Christian Zionist pastor, and right there in his book, he's telling you that Jesus Christ is not the Messiah, and he never came to earth to be the Messiah.
Calvary conspiracy between Rome, the high priest, and Herod to execute Jesus as an...
Well, let's go ahead, and I'm gonna actually... See, I get so insane, man, with this shit because I don't know. I just want you guys to understand. That's all I want. I put it this way. All I want you to do is listen for 10 minutes. The information I'm going to present to you as efficiently as possible. I want you to take that, put it into your own filing cabinet in your mind, in your belief system, in your spirit. Pray on it. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Discern it. Ask for discernment. Lord God, discern this information. Put it on my heart. You tell me then how you're going to hang your Jewish flag next to your Ukrainian flag, next to your pride flag, next to your BLM flag. Okay? Thank you. While there's Americans homeless dying, veterans homeless dying, all around us. And we're given trillions and trillions and billions and gazillions. Wait till you see how much this is going to cost you. Just like the Powerball, what 1.7 billion asshole dollars? Again, one in California. You want to bet it was an illegal immigrant? Listen, I'm going to make a deal with you guys because I've been calling for lottery reform. I don't know why. I don't want to get into this. Lottery reform for a long time. It's ridiculous. Nobody needs $1 billion of windfall cash. Okay? Come on. That's ridiculous. There needs to be reform, or just don't, play it. And I'm telling you, I'm promising you guys right now, if an illegal immigrant won that lottery, I'm never playing the Powerball again. And I suggest you do the same until there's reform. And what I mean by that is, instead of, say, you get 3 numbers and the Powerball and you get $10 on $1 billion jackpot, you see what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they don't lose at all. They don't lose. They're making the same and more amount of money per play, and then they get the tax cut. They get the state cut. So they don't care. They don't care. It's you. And there's so many stories of people spending their whole paychecks on lotteries. That's a whole other show. I don't want to get into that. So here we go. Just a million miles an hour, sidetracked. I don't know, whatever. Let me take us back. We're going to listen to Fat Boy's book here. And I probably am going to try hard not to chime in. And I want you to try to read these little, let me see if you guys can see that. Yeah, see my mouse here? Read these. The Jews as a people did not reject the Messiah, or Jesus as a Messiah. Yes, they did. Yes, they absolutely did, Pastor Hagee. Then if they didn't reject Jesus, and I'm talking about Sephardic Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews, which the Ashkenazis are the biggest influence and membership, whatever you want to call it, subculture, not even a culture, but subcategory of the Jews. The Ashkenazis rule America, plain and simple. They're the ones in New York. They're the ones that, we're going to get into it in the next video. It's probably only going to be on Rumble. So the link is in the description. Subscribe to Rumble. If they didn't reject Jesus, Pastor Hagee, then who is the Moshiach? Explain that, sir. Why are they waiting for the Moshiach? Why? If they did not reject Jesus as their Messiah, then who is the Moshiach? Yeah. See, you're not supposed to, even as stupid and minuscule as a question that is, do you know who the Moshiach is, Christian? No, you don't. Because your propaganda training is so deeply pounded into your head that you think I'm evil for even saying this. Okay? Check your conditioning at the door when you come to Covert Radio, please.
Did not reject Jesus as Messiah. It will also prove that Jesus did not come to earth to be the Messiah. It will prove that there was a Calvary conspiracy between Rome, the high priest, and Herod to execute Jesus as an insurrectionist too dangerous to live. Since Jesus refused by word and deed to claim to be the Messiah, how can the Jews be blamed for rejecting what was never offered? Read it in this shocking expose.
First you have to understand the real history to even answer a question like that. You have to really have a grip on the devastation that the Jews as a people have caused since over 2,000 years ago. And there's a consensus based on a lot of scholars who have dedicated their life researching this. Jesus was crucified as a Jewish victim of Roman violence. Pontius Pilate, which we all know, who was a Gentile, he was the Roman governor. He is the one who made the call. Pontius Pilate made the call. He condemned Jesus to death. He had him tortured. He had him executed by other Gentiles, by Roman soldiers. And Jesus really was one of the Jews, the thousands of Jews that were crucified by Romans. In Roman times, even into Greek, really, there have been multiple attempts to eradicate the Jews from the earth, starting over 2,000 years ago. Do you understand that? Hitler is nothing new. Hitler is nothing new. It goes all the way back to 135 BC. The second Jewish temple was desecrated. 135 BC, 70 AD. So just so you have a grip on that, 135 BC was over 2,100 years ago from today. Then in 70 AD, Titus took Jerusalem. He did this to eradicate the Jews. Over 1 million Jews were killed in 70 AD. And the reasons for that are not too different than other people's reasons who have tried that. Where we're talking usury, we're talking, the degeneration of culture, the degeneration of just filth, Howard Stern level. 70 AD was 1,952 years ago. This has been going on for thousands of years. The war between the Gentile and the Jew. This is nothing new. And then it was only about 60 or 70 years later in 136 AD that there were another almost 1 million Jews destroyed. There were 600 towns destroyed. This goes on and on and on and on and on. All the way up to the 1930s and 40s. Okay? This is nothing new. This is nothing new. And just like all the propaganda where, we're going to, no, see, I got to keep this separate from the next video. Because the saturation is so deep and the rhetoric is so crazy that my head is spinning. It's unbelievable. It literally is unbelievable. But I need you to understand something else, Christian. And we're going to get into, believe me, we're going to get into how Pontius Pilate was coerced, basically, or, I don't know. The Jews had they were in positions of power, too, also back then. They were in several different authoritative positions. They had powerful positions even back then. And there was a conspiracy. It's been written. And what does Pontius Pilate say? He said, his blood is on your hand. washed his hands of Jesus, of Jesus's crucifixion. He washed his hands of it. And the Jews said, okay, that's fine. His blood will be on us and our children. That's Matthew 27:25. Fine, Pontius Pilate. His blood be on us and our children. You got to understand something too. That you all think that these are the chosen people. This is the Holy Land, okay? This is a rabbinical preacher. This is a rabbi. This is how much or what he thinks of Christians.
Who makes God angry every second of their life. Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Tibet, Nepal.
I'm actually going to let this play at least twice so it can really sink in because he's a little bit hard to understand. So one or two times, pay attention, watch his mouth if you have to, pay attention to what he's saying.
Thailand, so many. India alone is 500 million. China is 2 billion. So many, 2 billion Christians, which are idol worshippers. Between Chinese, Hindus, Buddhists, and Christian, at least 6.5 billion people are idol worshippers that according to the Torah do not have the right to live. Idol worshipper goy, it's death penalty. Not only Jews. Even a goy who bow down to an idol, who believe in JC, deserve death penalty. Who makes God angry every second of their life. Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Tibet, Nepal, Thailand, so many. India alone is 500 million. China is 2 billion. So many, 2 billion Christians, which are idol worshippers. Between Chinese, Hindus, Buddhists, and Christian, at least 6.5 billion people are idol worshippers that according to the Torah do not have the right to live. Idol worshipper goy, it's death penalty. Not only Jews. Even a goy who bow down to an idol, who believe in JC, deserve death.
There you go. These are, he talks about the Torah or Torah, the Talmud, okay? These are the Jewish holy books. And again, I know you don't know a lot about, maybe you do. And all you're saying is, yeah, Covert Radio. Yeah, keep going. And if you do, if you don't, you have to understand something. Even in the Talmud, it delineates the war between the Jews and the Gentiles. And the Talmud is basically it's the most important book in the Jewish religion. I mean, it is after the Torah. The Talmud covers every aspect of Jewish life, but it really describes in detail very demonic ways of living and how to treat Gentiles or the Goyim, who they look at as animals. Us. And they believe, and I mean, we're talking guys like him, rabbis, who study the Torah, who study the Talmud, and that's like you living by the Bible. Anyone who's not a Jew is a dog to them. They're an animal. They don't believe you're human if you're not a Jew. I mean, it's filled with hate. I've read as much of it as I could stomach. It's a very, very hard book. It's filled with hate, and it hurts your spirit. It's like watching Owen. It hurts my stomach. And guys like him, ultra-Orthodox and the conservative Jews, they all hold the Talmud in the highest regard, above the Torah. They're the ones who hold that book as the guideline, their guidebook on this planet. And that's why, like, they don't really allow converts. You know, it's almost like you have to be born in to be born in to be born in, and you know, the mother's got it, whatever. But yeah, it's it's almost like trying to be a 33rd degree Mason, basically. And I could go, listen, I'm going to just tell you a few things. And this is for anybody who has the balls to be public. Instead of, don't email me about what I'm going to read from your holy book. Publicly make a comment here. And I will give you the exact teaching. Exactly where to find it if you're doubting what I'm saying. Just an overview. A Jew is tempted to do evil. He should go to another city where he's not known and do evil there. Jews may rob and kill non-Jews. When a Jew murders a Gentile, there will be no death penalty. And what a Jew steals from a Gentile, he may keep. Non-Jewish children are subhuman. And all Gentile children are animals. You know, I've talked for years about the Talmud teaching about Jesus Christ. They believe Mary, Mother of God, Catholics out there, Mary, was a prostitute. This is what the Talmud teaches. And Clesias, who was also, this is a book, forget, it might have been Old Testament or in the Torah side. Clesias, I'd have to look. It's just, I don't know. There's so much. It all runs together sometimes. He talks about Mary being impregnated by a Roman soldier named Panthera. And that's who Jesus's dad is. Jesus is a bastard. Listen, this is their teachings. They hate Jesus. Listen, they hate you, Christian. Wake up. Learn something. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. They laugh at you. They laugh at you, McJesus. Right? You know how big that is in a state-run museum? They laugh at you, McJesus. You understand that? Mary was a whore. She had a proclivity for carpenters and really any man, but Roman soldiers, it didn't matter. Panthera got her pregnant, and she later had a boy named Jesus. And in the Talmud, it even gloats over how young Jesus was when he died. And there's a passage in the Sanhedrin where they gloat over the early age at what Jesus died. Hast thou heard how old Balaam, who is Jesus, was? He replied, it's not actually stated, but since it is written, bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days. It follows that he was 33 or 34 years old. Jesus was 33. They called Jesus a sorcerer. And they say that he was executed because he was practicing sorcery. The most amazing thing to me in the time, and I get sick. I have so much I could go over. And I mean, we're talking PDF level shit too, which is going to be in the next video, where they talk about they can marry a 3-year-old girl. But specifically, it's actually 3 years and a day. They can have PDF, relations, as long as the victim is less than 9 years old. Makes you really reconsider the reality of Epstein, right? But in the Talmud, it teaches that Jesus is in a vat of boiling shit. Jesus is in hell in a vat of boiling excrement. Gittin, the book in the Talmud is Gittin. Okay? I can give you any resource you need. I want you to wake up and understand what's happening. And the next video is going to show you the control of the media, the control of the government, the shaming techniques. But one thing that literally startled me is this right here. And I've covered this time and time and time and time again on Covert Radio. This is a racial program for the 20th century. Now, I'm actually going to blow this up a little bit because this monitor's a little far away. I want to read you something. And then I'm going to try to find several videos where I've covered this exact article. When I read it this time, my mouth was open. I was in disbelief. Now I want to ask you guys an honest question. Who, other than Covert Radio, have you ever heard cover a racial program for the 20th century? And if you can give me proof of that, I'll congratulate you on the video and in the comment section. I'll try to find the first time I covered this, probably 2017, 2016. I want you to show me somebody who covered this prior to 2016. And I've covered it constantly, probably 10 times at least. A racial program for the 20th century, also called a racial program for the 20th century, whatever, was, listen now, this is what's unbelievable and I'm going to show you something. Let me just read this really quick so you understand what we're talking about. Was an imaginary now it's imaginary, was an imaginary book title of a 1950s hoax promoting a foreign communist plot to increase racial tensions in the United States. The hoax gained public notoriety when a congressman read so many 10-cent words. Hoax, imaginary, supposed. This is not how the article was, not even just 2 months ago, because I covered this about two months or so ago. It's already changed dramatically. See, this is why they want everything digital. This is why. This is why they want everything digital. And this is also why Covert Radio constantly tells you to get books. The hoax gained public notoriety when a congressman read a supposed quotation from the book to argue against the Civil Rights Act of 1957. Now it's phony, hoax, imaginary. Yeah. The phony quotation was later traced to the anti-Semite Eunice Mullins. Okay. Well, I want to see where did they take? Oh my God. They took it out. Oh, no, here it is. Okay. Oh, I got it. So on June 7, 1957, during a debate on the Civil Rights Act, Thomas Abernathy of Mississippi read into the congressional record a supposed quotation for the now it's non-existent book, which was purported to have been written by a guy named Israel Cohen in 1912. It said, "We must realize that our party's most powerful weapon" — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — — by propounding into the consciousness of the dark races that for centuries they have been oppressed by whites, we can mold them to the program of the Communist Party. In America, we will aim for subtle victory while inflaming the Negro minority against the whites. We will endeavor to instill in the whites a guilt complex for their exploitation of the Negroes. We will aid the Negroes to rise in prominence in every walk of life, in the professions and in the world of sports and entertainment. Have you watched TV lately? Okay, so with this prestige, the Negro will be able to intermarry with the whites and begin a process which will deliver America to our cause. Abernathy read that in 1957, supposedly from a guy named Israel Cohen, who wrote a book in 1912. You know, Wikipedia is constantly being edited, but I want to show you something. Let's view history. Now, again, the reason I'm saying this or showing you this is because I want you to show me somebody other than Covert Radio who has covered this. And look at this. Edit. These are all the edits. Edit September 23rd, September of 2023, September 18th. September 18th, September 18th, September 18th, September 18th, September 18th. September 8th, oh, more. Edit, hide, edit. More. And then the last edit was last year in October of 2022. They're constantly adding 10-cent words to this. Before, they would just a few sentences and then give you the article. Now we've got imaginary, hoax, let's see here, hoax, supposed quotation, phony quotation, calling people anti-Semites. Okay? That's just in the first paragraph. So, but it's a total hoax, obviously, because, I mean, there's no black people hardly in entertainment. There's no, especially the whole rap genre, who's, no, that's not owned by the tribe. Another guy named Cohen. Nah. And look how well that they've, they portray the black race. Yeah. And, just look at the music, look at the entertainment, look at sports. And then you look who owns all that. Look how many tribe members own the NFL teams. Look how many. Okay. Again, this is next video on Rumble. Yeah. They had not. And look at this. I tried to find the time version of this. Oops. Looks like we can't find what you're looking for. You see right here, time. Oh, this is the McJesus. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I had two articles I saved. One was on Time and one was on ABC or NBC. I'm sorry. And mysteriously, NBC now is the only one who has this article. And Time, whoopsie, we don't have it anymore. Aw. I got into this because I'm saying a racial program for the 20th century because, it's a clear fact that there was an entire Jewish dominance over the African slave trade. And I've always said this, don't take my word for it. Look into it for yourself. Look who owned the ships. Look who leased them out. Christians for Truth. Chabad, Jewish supremacists exploit BLM march to promote anti-Christ Noahide legal reforms. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Covert Radio. Israel is the most holy land in all of the world. They're the chosen people. Tel Aviv, I dream of going to Gay Tel Aviv for beginners. Israel is without a doubt the best country in the Middle East for gay and lesbian individuals to live. You know, just like in the next video, I'm going to cover the one woman hiding under 70 dead bodies or something at a rave in the middle of the day. You know, I've been to a lot of raves years ago. I don't ever remember being at a rave in the middle of the day. And I mean, I know there's big music festivals and stuff, but yeah. Here we go. Let's see here. So it should come as no surprise that Israel's capital of Kol, Tel Aviv, where 25% of the population is estimated to be LGBT, has gained an international reputation as one of the world's top destinations for gay men, transgender, and lesbians. They hate you, Christian. Watch this.
Inside the King of Kings congregation, some 800 people recently attended 2 concerts of Hebrew worship songs.
It was a night of worship and singing through the scriptures, singing through the Psalms. Everyone was invited, and we were very upfront about what this event was. That was important to us, that all of the people attending knew exactly what they were coming to through the purchase of tickets well before the event.
But outside, something else was going on.
So as the worshipers were trying to come in, the protesters would block them. They would get in their way. They would physically put their hands on them, put their body on them.
Senior pastor Chad Holland told CBN News protesters verbally and physically attacked those trying to attend the...
And in the next video on Rumble, I'm going to show you things you've never, ever seen before about what these fanatics do to the Palestinians, who are now today, they have no water or electric. It's all been shut off. This is, see, I can't get into it here. Not on this video.
Concert sponsored by the Messianic Jewish Alliance of Israel.
Several people that got harmed, they got accosted. We were being told of several people who got hurt. In addition to that, there was quite a loud noise-making group, and eventually this group of protesters, and we might even say violent protesters, grew to between 80 and 100 people.
While Holland commended police for bringing order, he felt more could have been done to prevent the situation.
We want to say thank you to the police. They did such a good job. They were so brave and courageous. All we would want is for the police to take it more seriously early on, to send more police early so we could avoid this whole event altogether.
One of Jerusalem's deputy mayors, Aryeh King, stood behind and supported the protesters, which included many teenagers and young men. Others cheered them on from above.
It's people who have a very warped view of what the Christian community is. They feel that most of the Christians in Jerusalem are there missionizing young Jews. I've tried to explain to them many times that that's not the case.
Another Jerusalem deputy mayor, Fleur Hassan Nahum, told CBN News she and other leaders tried to convince King what he was doing was wrong.
It was very negative, incendiary. The mayor condemned it, half the city council condemned it, and told him to his face that all he was doing is inciting hatred.
While she says the group is small, Hassan Nahum is still concerned about the violence against Christians.
The group, see, the group is not small. The group is not small. The group is not small. I mean, maybe the ones who came out for this one event, maybe. But I'll tell you what is small is the Christian group in Israel, in their population. Only like 1.9% of the Israeli population is Christian. And out of that population, which is about almost 200,000 people, almost 80% of them are Arab Christians. They're not the dual citizens that fly back and forth unchecked. They're not the dual fucking... These are Arab Christians. We got a ball band ragheads. Woo, give me my Bud Light. Woo! I tell you right now, you drop the bomb on them ragheads. They're the burger. Yeah. I gotta go to church on Sunday. Who dog, if my suit ain't pressed, hold dog, my wife's gonna know. She's gonna be madder than a wet hen when I get done with her. Bomb memory. You don't even... Yeah. I can't watch any more of this. The next video, I assure you, is going to be jaw-dropping. I'm going to show you things you've never seen. I'm Covert Radio. Become a Patreon to support this type of message, this type of media in these trying times. Allow me to be in here more. This is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. You guys take care. Have a good day.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Mayday, mayday, mayday. All free citizens, mayday, mayday.